yellow handle for the door. This is infrared, and we're in Staten Island so that you don't have to be. Whoa! Hiss. We just got off the S62 bus. Making good time, like traveling, I think, above the speed limit. And we're here to see, well, not this PS26, although that's mildly interesting. We're here to see the new section of the park, of Freshkills Park. Hi.
Hi.
Do you know where the entrance to Freshkills Park is? The park that just opened a few days ago?
I have no idea, but if you go straight, you should be hitting a park.
Oh, the Schul Park? There is a park on there.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Wow. So, I think the park she's referring to is Schul Park, which, as far as I can tell from looking at Google Maps, has been around for a while. But in the last few days, I think over the weekend, I guess I should say, it's Tuesday, October 17th at 2:17 in the afternoon. We're in the Travis section of Staten Island. It is an overcast day, at least in this part of the city, although I could see on my way here that other parts were sunny. And it's in the low 60s. So Travis is kind of like the southwestern end of Staten Island. Like almost at the end of the world. I don't know what they're building here. Something big for Staten Island. So, as I started to say before I interrupted myself, over the last few days, there have been a number of press articles about, what did I say, press articles? That sounds redundant. About the northern section of Freshkills Park is open to the public. I know it got delayed for some time because of COVID construction restrictions, but it's finally open. This isn't it. I think this is the Schul Park, the other park that the crossing guard was referring to. Oh, look, the wildlife of Staten Island. So, Schmuel Park. Not Schul, Schmuel. Maybe. Or is it Schmuel? Oh, look. Freshkills Park. So, I guess Schmuel Park is a subdivision of Freshkills Park. So, and that's why it's named Schmuel Park. Okay. So, let's just take a look at this sign one more time. Notice that Freshkills is one word. So Freshkills in Freshkills Park is one word. But when this area was named Freshkills, I'm guessing before or around the turn of the 20th century, and especially as the area became better known, but for worse reasons, when the city, beginning around 1948, began dumping at first the vast majority of the city's solid waste, and then exclusively all the city's waste, thousands of tons per day, were transported mostly by barge to this area of Staten Island. And from 1948 through 2001, approximately March 21st, when in state and city laws during the Giuliani and Pataki years, there were laws requiring the Freshkills landfill to close. And it closed in late March of 2001. The last barge came in around that day, March 21st. And then 6 months later, after hailing the historic closure of the Freshkills landfill, Freshkills, 2 words, when it was a landfill all those years. So I think when they created the park, they wanted to distance people's thoughts from the memory of the landfill, and that's why they eliminated the space between fresh and kills. I don't know. Yep, it's sure gonna hinder the association with the landfill. So, North Park, I believe this is the area that opened. And is understandably still under construction. Oh, cool. They're installing signage. So good. But this is it. So we are within the footprint of the former landfill. The landfill took in so much garbage, and again, thousands of tons per day, and that the garbage formed mountains, and you can see the land rising in the distance, perhaps. And it looks like we are going to be elevated. And what I've read about this is it will provide good views of I think it's the Jim Davis Wildlife Refuge, which is adjacent to Freshkills Park. And I think the main creek, and I don't know if I'm getting the name of this body of water correctly, but I think what they're referring to there is the body of water through which all of the barges carrying all of the city's solid waste used to arrive at Freshkills when it was a landfill, and when fresh and kills were 2 words. And as each barge arrived, it would be unloaded by huge crane shovels that were pneumatically operated as opposed to being operated by cable. And they would unload the barges, and then they would the cranes would dump their loads into these huge dump trucks that were originally designed as mining trucks with the biggest tires I've seen. And then the huge dump trucks or mining trucks would, on those huge tires, would travel on a freshly made roadway, a roadway sometimes made of crushed stone, and there was a stone crushing plant within the landfill. Sometimes I think a combination of stone and maybe crushed glass. And then in the early 90s, when the city wanted to reduce water consumption and was offering a $300 per toilet rebate to those who replaced their old gulping toilets with low consumption toilets, they would get a $300 rebate. So the city collected 1 million toilets through that program, 1 million old toilets, and they thought at one point that they could use the toilets to make crushed porcelain, make the roadways here out of crushed porcelain instead of crushed stone. Oh, and here's the composting restrooms that use no water. We'll visit those later. So, where can we go from here? Well, I think maybe that's the main waterway. Let's go down towards there. But the toilets didn't work out as roadway material because as big and tough as those tires were on the mining trucks that unloaded the garbage at the top of the garbage mountain that you can more clearly see in the distance, the porcelain crushed in a way that punctured those tires. So not a good base for building a road, even a temporary one. I'm wondering if that's the wildlife refuge beyond that fence. So, here it is. A bench. So as much as the opening of this section of the park has been publicized, not a whole lot of visitors. Oh. Okay, I see some over there in the distance. Or is that the wildlife refuge beyond that fence? Check your maps, folks. see, and it is sunnier, brighter in the distance. It looks like that is, I'm going to guess, northeast of here. I don't know. Okay. So, at least structurally, this looks like the sign we saw the workers putting up just a few minutes ago. Those towers in the distance, there are two towers, I think. I don't know if they're still used for that purpose, but at one time they were flaring off excess methane gas, if I recall. The methane gas that couldn't be captured and treated and put into the grid was flared. So there they are. I think the publicity on this park also said that this section, which was just open, the north section as they're currently calling it, is about 21 acres. And I think the entire Freshkills landfill is 2,000 acres. So just, as spacious as this might seem, it's only 1% of the total footprint of Freshkills, the landfill. But I don't think the master plan calls for developing the entire 2,000 acres into parkland, but it might. And there is some information, but it's at least a little bit out of date. If you search for Freshkills Park, I mean, among other things, it shows this park as opening in the near future, or hoping to open in the near future. more wildlife. And I think the planes we've been seeing are landing at Newark. I'm sorry, Newark Liberty. Don't know what the significance of that is. Oh, I see. And since we're back at the restrooms, it means we've completed a loop, and we're just going to follow the path back, paved this time, to return to Victory Boulevard and get a bus back to the mainland, Brooklyn. So, looking beyond the chain link fence to future phases of Freshkills Park, both right here and in the distance. Just appreciating that this was not so long ago the scourge of Staten Island, and often described as an environmental disaster. So when you're enjoying the beauty of this park, don't think about what's buried beneath. This is infrared. This is what you've been watching. And we're here with a short epilogue, just to show you the parking area and the Wild Avenue exit from, or entrance to, the north section of Freshkills Park. So I thought it was worth it to show you, to show this. Hopefully it's a set of solar panels Or is it something that's functionless, but someone thought it would be a good decorative thing for the park entrance? So I think we'll be able to see when we get to the other side. And this is the first sign I've seen of any kind of parks enforcement. I think that's a Parks Enforcement Patrol agent, or I don't think their title includes officer. Ranger? The usual park rules. Oh, good. Now they have their own manhole covers. The Parks Department, that is. So, yep, okay, looks like solar panels. That's good. And then there's a little loop road over there, and let's just see. It looks like some kind of kiosk or information panel or something in the distance. So let's see what's over there. Bike station. Okay. And more PVCs. Not the bad kind. Photovoltaic cells. So, what is the bike station exactly? Mystery. Okay. I see. I saw something similar on a different walk near the the Elizabeth, New Jersey entrance to the newer Goethals Bridge. And, okay, this wouldn't be a park area if it didn't name the responsible people and elected officials or appointed officials. So, Freshkills Park, one word. And it looks like security is being provided by FJC through a contract. I'm guessing with the Parks Department, that the firm provides security for many city agencies. So as we see another plane landing at Newark Airport and a huge smokestack in the distance. I don't know what that, I don't see any emissions. I don't know what it used to be. Somewhere around here is a very large car cardboard recycling, or recycling waste paper into cardboard and boxes. Pratt Industries, which began to locate here about 30 years ago, operate a big plant somewhere near here. So here we are, out of the park footprint. And look at this. Where are we? Wild Avenue and East Service Road. I wish that was part of my address. I could tell friends I live on East Service Road. So we will find our way back. We'll find a bus somewhere. I see people waiting. Could it be? And, well, look, let's not pass up this opportunity. Having exited from an area that was just, reviled by everyone, even people from New Jersey. And it's being repurposed into, I think, the second largest park in the 5 boroughs. The first largest park, oh, that's right. The first largest park is Pelham Bay Park with about 5,000 acres, if I'm remembering correctly. So, while that's being repurposed, and I'm remembering now that the publicity in the last week about the opening of Freshkills Park said that when it's fully developed, it will be 3 times the size of Central Park, which, as everyone knows, is 840 acres. So that, I think, is the 2,000 acres, the 2,000 plus acres, which comprise nearly the entire landfill. So look at this strip mall that's been stripped of any commercial activity. What will become of it? So there's a certain irony that we have seen how a landfill can be turned from something terrible to something beautiful, albeit after 30 years. And here, it seems like it would be a much easier task to redevelop this into something that is more useful than providing a way to teach first-time drivers how to drive, which I think is what that red car was trying to accomplish. So, if you're exiting the new Freshkills Park and you were looking for a pawnbroker, you're going to have to walk a little further. This is infrared. This is what you've been watching. And as a final, hopefully final, epilogue to this walk, which started near Freshkills Park, Freshkills, one word. Here we have a fire alarm posted on a telephone pole connected to FDNY, but it's the same. This is the technology that started to be replaced in the city, in Manhattan, in the early 70s. So I don't know why Staten Islanders often refer to their home as the Forgotten Borough. And there we are, back at PS 26. Goodbye. And finally, are we still in the city of New York? We have this Oceanic Hook and Ladder Company number 1, volunteer fire department. We have the parking sign put up by the city in the background. Authorized vehicles fire department, so it doesn't say anything about volunteers. All right, hoping this is the last time we extend this particular walk. I just thought, I can only think of maybe 1 or 2 other volunteer fire departments within the city limits. One is in Hamilton Beach, I think, which is adjacent to Howard Beach. I think they or a volunteer fire department from a nearby area got into some hot water, pun intended, I don't know, over their participation in a parade, I think in the late 90s, in an area that was in some ways still healing from an incident in the late 80s. This place looks cute. Thank you for watching. Subscribe.